One of my favourite dressings from my favourite restaurant in Bali, Indonesia. One of the menu items that I have all the time is their huge bowls of salad, and you get to choose a different dressing. And I just love everything they do in this salad bar. Like literally everything they do is just on point. And this is one of their dressings. It is just gorgeous and it's so simple. And all you do is just chuck it in the blender and mix it. You can mix it actually in a bowl with a little mixy-ism thing, whatever it's called, but I'm just gonna chuck it in here. Really easy ingredients. I'll walk you through it. Half a cup of water. Half a cup of rice vinegar. A quarter of a cup of sesame seed oil. Toasted, and a couple of tablespoons of tamari. All you're going to do is blend this up very gently so it emulsifies, the fat and the water come together. And I've got a tablespoon of maple. That's really it. I added the maple syrup because it just needed a little bit of sweetness to it. And it just is gorgeous with maple actually. It's very light dressing. And this is exactly what I do at Alchemy. I pour my double portion of salad dressing on everything because I love it. And that's it. Dressing with a twist. From my favourite cafe in Bali. Finding some dodgy herbs in the fridge like I have done now. When I mean dodgy, I mean I've used this and I've picked a lot off it and it was quite a big bunch. Actually, it was quite full. I'm thinking, well, what am I going to do with this? What am I going to do with the rest of this coriander? I was thinking like, okay, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to chop this coriander up roughly, right to the end. I'm going to keep those roots and put them in my freezer for one of my curries, which is super awesome. So this is a really quick recipe. Like I said, using up those dodgy herbs and the sesame coriander. So chopped up the coriander roughly by just running your knife through. And then smash a bit of garlic, just like this. It's just so cool. You're going to need some amazing olive oil, some water, a lemon, salt and pepper, which is just over here, but I'm just going to grab my trusty lemon juicer situation of epic amounts of glory, and some nuts. Now there's no rules here. You can use any nuts you like, and if you've got some dodgy parsley in the fridge, if you've got some dodgy rocket in the fridge, it doesn't matter. It's like completely your gig of what you want to do. All right, so nuts into here. Now, because I've only got a little bit of coriander, I'm probably using about half a cup of nuts. Actually, it's probably too much. I'm going to take some out. It's actually too much, Cynthia. It's way too much. So let's go a third of a cup of nuts. It's about a third of a cup. And I'm going to throw this coriander into here. It's just a little bit of pesto. It's not like I'm making a big jar of it or anything. Then I'm thinking to myself, oh, that dodgy basil that I found the other day in the fridge. It's just really great to use up your herbs this way. That can be chucked in. Just there was a little bit there, you know, like, what do we do with it? We can't throw it out. I'm going to use it. Okay. That bit of garlic. Lemon juice. How much lemon juice? Well, not too much. Not too much, because there's not a lot of herbs in there, okay? So I'm just going to do half a lemon, just like that. And I need salt and pepper. Okay. Got my oil ready. I want this to just combine. Does that make sense? It's like, as it's blending, I'm gonna know how much oil to put in. And pesto is normally saturated in oil and Parmesan cheese. We're not doing that, okay? We're doing the opposite to that. We're not using Parmesan cheese at all. We're gonna use savory yeast or nutritional yeast. It just depends where you're from and what you call it. And this will give a little bit of cheesiness to it. And what's really cool as well, if you had the chili lying around, you'd chuck a chili in there, which is super cool because you get this beautiful flavor. So I'm just gonna add like a little, just a teaspoon, just a little teaspoon of this, just to give that little edge to it. That's always sitting on my shelf when I need it. Now, oil's ready. I've got some water ready. Taste it. Can you see in there, Gigi? It's kind of chunky, right?
Yeah.
It's nice. It smells good, right? You can smell that, yeah? So it's good to taste. Oh, yum. That's delicious. Okay, scrape down the sides just by pushing that back in. Okay, I'm gonna add a splash of water because I don't want to add any more oil, just to bring it together. And I'm gonna add a splash of maple syrup. Why, you ask? Because I want a little bit of sweetness to my pesto. It's my gig, it's my thing. It's a tiny bit, it's like half a teaspoon, like a tiny bit. Okay, we are ready. Take a look at this, Gungun. How delicious does that look?
Wow.
You can put this on anything. With corn chips as a dip. Like the world is your oyster. If I have friends coming over today, I've got something, a little reason to have some corn chips or some veggie sticks, and I don't have to run to the shop. And having that dairy component out of the way, it makes it really super light, you know, when the dairy's not in there. It really does. I've had pesto out and it's like, ugh. Okay, into a jar and then straight into the fridge. And there we have it, man, like a beautiful, I call it a dodgy herb pesto. In other words, the dreads in the fridge. And imagine now you have, look how much I got out of that actually. Oh, I can't believe it myself, I'm shocked. This is a gorgeous little lentil soup that freezes really, really well. Vegan, gluten-free, full of nourishment and, you know, ingredients that we know how to find in the supermarket, right? Because that's what we want. We don't want to look for ingredients that are hard to find, where you have to go online or travel, you know, miles and miles to get it. One of the things that I will say is soaking your lentils overnight is super important. And I've rinsed this water at least 3 times during that time, which is so cool because it just takes out all the yuckies, and it actually is really good for my tummy. I find I don't bloat when I do that. So soaking it, you know, like I put this yesterday morning and now we're in the afternoon. So it's a long time, you know, and rinsing that water, like I said. I've used canned tomatoes today, which I don't normally do actually. There goes my timer, epic. But I did today because I didn't want to run to the shop, and these tomatoes are basically one ingredient, which is awesome, tomatoes. There's no salt or anything added to them. I've got some really tiny celery. Now this celery looks odd to you. Normally celery back in Australia and America and the UK is quite big, right? But here in Indonesia it's very tiny. So my pot is getting nice and hot. I want a good splash of olive oil. Gonna add my onions. And that garlic, which already smells great. Actually, I'm done. That's all you need to do. Salt and pepper, immediately because it brings out delicious flavor and these natural, beautiful vegetables. Oh my God, makes me happy. Just want to cook these down so they're translucent, so about a minute. And keep stirring, and it is on high heat. You want to rinse these really well. And I really mean that when I say really well. And I really mean that when I say really mean that. Oh my God, it's one of those days. These are great little sieves. Look at them, you get them in Asian stores actually, in any city around the world that I've seen anyway. Okay, rinsed. Straight into your pot. Navigating that wooden spoon. So good. Give them a good stir. Do you know why I soak these lentils? Why? So they cook faster. Oh. And that's the thing, right? Soaking your lentils, your grains, oh my God. Makes everything cook quicker. Carrots.
Do you think carrots in Indonesia and Australia are different?
Yeah, carrots in Indonesia are completely different taste to in Australia. They are, absolutely. Good question, actually. They really are. Celery in. So is the celery. I mean, look at it. It's so beautiful. It's so different. And it's strong. Yeah. Like, it's strong, isn't it? I remember when I was doing some juice fasting retreats and people wanted celery juice and I'd juice that. They'd be like, I can't drink this. What have you done? I'm like, oh, that's our local celery. Like, yeah. You're so used to that mild stuff. This is like potent. Now you're going to add your water. Now I'm going to add the tomatoes. And I am going to leave this green glory of zucchini and parsley for last because it cooks really fast. Give this a really good stir, and this is when you really need to taste where you're at. And I mean that because you want to know there's enough salt and pepper in there. These are basic ingredients too, right? And salt and pepper brings out flavour. Needs more salt and pepper. Good job, Cynthia. Good job winning. Okay, lid on simmer, let it cook for a good 30 minutes. This smells amazing. It is such a great default meal for midweek when you don't want to cook. It's incredible. Okay, this is the next. So this has been cooking for 30 minutes. So have a look in here. Next goes the zucchini. Why did I do it last? Because it just would have fallen apart. And then just going to give that a bit of a stir. All right, let that cook for a minute. It's only going to take like a minute. And you want to chop up your parsley because this is what's going to go in last, okay? Just it brings that freshness home. Oh, what a sharp knife. Oh, Weira sharpened my knives today. Hello, Weira. So sharp, Weira.
You can hear it.
You can hear it. It's not crunching, right? It's just sliding through.
There's a difference between sharp knife and dull knife.
100% difference between a sharp knife and a dull knife. It damages the food, a dull knife. Damages it like it just, you can hear it just, you know, clunk, clunk, and it smashes away the food. That's my opinion. Anyway, okay, this has only been in there for a minute, that zucchini. That's all you need, right? And so then we put this parsley in there. Okay, give it another stir. This is where you have another taste. Thanks, mate. Oh, yum. It's just so natural, you know? And we are done.
Yay!
That's all you do. And now we serve it and eat it. You can put anything on this. Yes, you can put garlic bread with that. Oh my God. Please make this and write in the comments below and talk to me and tell me how you went. If you feel like you need to cook it longer, cook it longer. If you feel like, oh my God, like this is amazing, but I want to put some spice in there, put some spice in there. If you feel like I want a big piece of chunky garlic bread, go to my other blog and you'll see the garlic bread recipe in there. If you're feeling like, yes, winning, I've got meals for the next couple of weeks. Like this is one, you know, Monday, Thursday, next Monday, next Thursday, I'm winning. That's it. Goodbye. Taking my soup and leaving. Bye.